Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that's going to shift your thinking today. Focus on you until the focus is you. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, wait, isn't that selfish? And here's the truth I need you to hear. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean neglecting others. It means getting in touch with the person you were always meant to be before you were ever distracted by anyone else's expectations or opinions. Self-awareness is the foundation upon which everything else in life is built. Without understanding who you truly are, it's impossible to move forward with any sense of direction or purpose. It's not enough to merely exist or go through the motions of life. You need to know what drives you, what your passions are, and even what your weaknesses might be. This deep level of introspection helps you understand how you react to situations, how you process emotions, and what triggers your behaviors. Many of us go through life caught up in the expectations and demands of others. We live in a world that constantly tells us who we should be, what we should achieve, and how we should look. But none of that matters if you don't know who you are at your core. Self-awareness isn't about looking for validation from the outside world. It's about looking inward and asking, what is my truth? It requires being brutally honest with yourself, accepting both your strengths and your flaws without judgment, and acknowledging the areas where growth is necessary. When you're truly self-aware, you stop chasing after every new trend or external validation. Instead, you focus on understanding the patterns of your own thoughts, your own behavior, and your own needs. This is where growth begins. Not when you focus on how others see you, but when you learn to see yourself clearly. It's through this process of self-reflection that you discover what truly makes you come alive, what stirs your soul, and what feels authentic to you. Being self-aware also means understanding your purpose. You can't pursue something meaningful if you don't understand why it matters to you in the first place. Self-awareness helps you align your actions with your values. It ensures that your decisions are intentional and reflective of who you are, rather than being swayed by external influences or societal pressure. This foundation of self-awareness provides clarity. When you understand yourself fully, you gain a sense of control over your life. You're not tossed around by external circumstances or the opinions of others. You are rooted in your own truth. And this sense of rootedness gives you the courage to stand firm, make bold choices, and stay true to your path, regardless of the noise that may surround you. The power of internal focus is often underestimated in a world that constantly demands our attention from the outside. We live in an age of distractions, social media, the opinions of others, the relentless pursuit of external success. And we're taught from an early age to seek validation from the outside world. But the real power, the transformative power, lies in turning your attention inward. Internal focus is about giving your mind and soul the attention they deserve, about intentionally shutting out the noise and honing in on what's happening inside of you. When you direct your focus inward, you begin to recognize the patterns of your thoughts, the feelings that drive your actions, and the subconscious beliefs that may have been shaping your decisions all along. You start to question why you think the way you do, why certain things trigger you, and why you make the choices you make. This kind of focus isn't about ignoring the world around you. It's about understanding how the world within you impacts your perception of that external world. When you develop the ability to focus inwardly, you start to realize that your reactions to life circumstances are often shaped by your internal landscape. Your happiness, your peace, and your sense of fulfillment aren't dependent on what happens around you, but on how you choose to respond from within. Internal focus also fosters emotional intelligence. By recognizing and understanding your own emotions, you become better equipped to navigate life's ups and downs with a sense of balance. You can identify when you're feeling stressed, angry, or anxious, and you can take the time to process those emotions instead of letting them control your actions. This emotional self-awareness allows you to make better decisions, communicate more effectively, and build stronger relationships with others. Moreover, when you focus on what's happening within, you begin to unlock your true potential. It's easy to get lost in comparison and to think that your value is determined by external achievements. But internal focus shifts the conversation. It's no longer about how much you have or how many people admire you. It's about your unique abilities, your intrinsic worth, and your personal growth. You start to realize that you hold the power to shape your own destiny, not by seeking external approval, but by aligning your actions with your deepest values and beliefs. This kind of focus leads to a greater sense of peace. When you learn to tune into your inner world and respond from a place of self-awareness, you start to detach from the anxiety of seeking constant external validation. You realize that everything you need to feel whole is already within you. It just requires the willingness to look inward, to reflect, and to grow. Growth requires uninterrupted focus because real transformation doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen through one big leap or a sudden moment of clarity. Growth is a slow, consistent, and often difficult process. It's the small, daily decisions you make to stay the course, even when the distractions are loud, the setbacks are real, and the journey feels overwhelming. If you want to evolve, you must be willing to dedicate yourself to the process, despite the challenges. Uninterrupted focus means prioritizing your growth above all else. It's easy to get sidetracked by life's responsibilities, to let urgent matters take precedence over the things that matter most to you in the long run. But true growth requires a mindset that says, no matter what's happening around me, I'm committed to pushing forward. I'm committed to getting better. It's about making the choice to ignore the distractions that would pull you away from your purpose. To grow, you need to build a tunnel vision, a focused awareness on the person you are becoming, rather than the circumstances that may momentarily slow you down. There will always be obstacles, always be reasons to quit or take shortcuts. The world will try to pull your attention in every direction. But those who truly grow are the ones who decide that no matter what the world says or does, they will stay focused on their journey. The challenge of uninterrupted focus is that it's not about avoiding setbacks or failures. It's about deciding to keep your eyes on the prize despite them. When you hit a wall, when things go wrong, when you feel like you're stuck in the same place, growth happens in those moments when you don't quit. You choose to stay focused, even if progress feels slow, even when success feels far away. You refuse to let the hardship stop your forward motion. Growth also requires patience. It's not about rushing to the finish line. It's about consistently taking the steps that will get you there. Uninterrupted focus is a steady rhythm, a rhythm that acknowledges that true change takes time. It's about the long haul, not the quick fix. It's about showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it, even when the results aren't immediately visible. The consistency of your focus over time compounds, and small improvements add up to massive transformation. The power of uninterrupted focus is also in the clarity it brings. The more you focus, the clearer your vision becomes. You stop being distracted by the chaos around you, and you can see your path clearly. You start to recognize opportunities that you might have missed before because your mind is no longer cluttered with unnecessary thoughts. When you're focused, you see the steps you need to take. And as you continue moving forward, your growth accelerates. But clarity through consistency is one of the most powerful tools for personal growth and success. In a world filled with uncertainty and distractions, it can be difficult to know where you're headed or what direction to take. But consistency has a way of cutting through the noise, allowing you to see things more clearly. When you consistently show up for yourself and your goals, clarity starts to emerge from the fog. Consistency brings order to the chaos of life. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the multitude of choices, opportunities, and distractions around us. We often find ourselves standing at a crossroads, unsure of which path to take. But when you make the decision to consistently invest time and effort in your growth, regardless of external circumstances, you begin to carve a clear path forward. It's not about trying to do everything at once, but about showing up day after day, doing what you know is right, and letting that build momentum. With each small, consistent action, the next step becomes more obvious. The reason clarity comes through consistency is because it breeds trust. When you show up consistently, you begin to trust yourself more. You learn that you can rely on your ability to keep going even when things aren't immediately clear or when progress feels slow. This trust builds confidence. And with that confidence comes a deeper understanding of your purpose, your goals, and what it takes to achieve them. You start to trust the process, and that trust removes the uncertainty that often clouds your vision. Clarity also comes when you remove the temptation to jump from one idea or pursuit to another. We live in a world of instant gratification where we're constantly told to follow the next big thing or try something new. But consistency teaches you the power of patience. It forces you to stick with the process long enough to see its results, and it's in the process that clarity is formed. You begin to understand what works for you, what doesn't, and where you need to focus your energy to achieve the results you want. Through consistent effort, you start to see patterns and signs that help you make better decisions. Moreover, clarity through consistency helps you eliminate distractions. In the beginning stages of growth, it's easy to be overwhelmed by the endless possibilities that surround you. But as you continue to show up for your goals, you begin to see what truly matters and what doesn't. You start to shed the things that waste your time and focus on what aligns with your purpose. Consistency brings the focus necessary to cut out the noise and stay on track. The beauty of consistency is that it turns uncertainty into understanding. When you keep doing the work, even on the days you don't feel like it, you begin to gain a deeper insight into your strengths, your weaknesses, and your unique journey. Over time, this consistent action reveals the true nature of your goals and desires. It removes the guesswork and provides a clear view of the steps needed to get there. It's not magic, it's the power of showing up day after day and letting the results unfold naturally. The more you stay committed to the process, the clearer your vision becomes. In the midst of struggle and hardship, consistency becomes a guiding light. It's in the persistence of showing up, even when you can't see the end result, that the fog of confusion starts to lift. You begin to trust that your consistent actions will eventually lead you to where you need to go. And in that trust, clarity finds its way into your life, helping you to make confident, purposeful decisions. Embracing the process rather than simply focusing on the outcome is one of the most powerful shifts you can make in your life. We are conditioned to think that the end result is the most important thing. We set our sights on the destination, imagining that once we get there, everything will fall into place and all our hard work will finally pay off. But what if the real reward isn't at the end, but in the journey itself? What if the process, the everyday effort, the grind, the challenges was where the real growth occurs? The truth is, the process is where transformation happens. When you focus only on the outcome, you miss the lessons, the growth, and the character building that take place in the daily actions. Every step, every setback, every moment of doubt is a part of the bigger picture. These moments shape you, they refine you, they teach you things that no final achievement can. When you embrace the process, you stop rushing through life, desperate to reach the next milestone, and you start savoring the work that gets you there. This mindset allows you to stay present. If you're always looking ahead to the finish line, you might miss the beauty and the value of where you are right now. Every step in your journey has its own unique significance. The challenges you face today are preparing you for what lies ahead. They are making you stronger, smarter, and more resilient. By embracing the process, you start to appreciate the small victories, the progress, no matter how incremental, and that gives you a deeper sense of fulfillment along the way. Focusing on the process also takes the pressure off the outcome. When we obsess over results, we create a toxic environment of stress and frustration. We start to equate our self-worth with the achievement of a specific goal, and when that goal doesn't come as quickly as we hope, we can become disheartened. But if you shift your focus to the process, you can take pride in the work itself rather than just the reward. This allows you to be kinder to yourself and to celebrate the effort, even if the result isn't exactly what you imagine. Another important aspect of embracing the process is learning to trust it. When you focus solely on the outcome, it's easy to become impatient and anxious, thinking you're not making enough progress or that you're failing. But if you trust the process, you begin to realize that growth isn't always linear. Sometimes progress looks like taking 2 steps forward and one step back. Trusting the process means having faith that your effort is building something valuable, even if the results aren't immediate. It's the daily grind, the persistence, and the discipline that ultimately lead to lasting change, not the quick wins or instant gratification. In the end, embracing the process means understanding that who you become along the way is just as important, if not more important, than the destination itself. The outcome will come, but it is your growth, your transformation, and the lessons you learn throughout the journey that shape the person you're meant to be. When you embrace the process, you stop defining your success by a specific achievement and start measuring it by the progress you've made, the resilience you've built, and the wisdom you've gained. The process is where you evolve, and that evolution is what prepares you for the future. When the focus is on you, you become your best self. Because the truth is, no one can truly reach their potential if they are constantly looking to the left or the right, comparing themselves to others, or seeking external validation. The world is full of distractions, people, opinions, and circumstances that try to pull your attention in every direction. But in order to become the best version of yourself, you have to be willing to turn inward and direct your focus on your own growth and development. It's not about disregarding the world around you, but about prioritizing your own journey and allowing your actions to align with your own truth. When you put the focus on yourself, it forces you to reflect on what truly matters to you, what aligns with your values, and what is in line with your purpose. It's about stepping away from the noise and tuning into your own desires, your own strengths, and your own needs. So often we get caught up in trying to please others, chasing external markers of success or approval. But when you refocus on your own path, you shift from seeking approval to cultivating self-trust. You begin to recognize that your worth doesn't depend on how others perceive you, but on how you see yourself and how you honor your own unique journey. Putting the focus on yourself is not about being self-centered or selfish. It's about taking responsibility for your own growth. When you stop looking to others for your sense of self-worth and start looking inward, you unlock a deeper level of authenticity. You begin to live with integrity, where your actions align with who you truly are, rather than what others expect you to be. This authenticity is magnetic. It attracts the right people, opportunities, and experiences into your life because you are no longer pretending to be something you're not. Focusing on yourself also means accepting responsibility for your own happiness. So often we look to others or external circumstances to determine how we feel. But when you shift the focus to your own inner peace and fulfillment, you realize that happiness is a choice. It comes from how you respond to life's challenges, how you show up for yourself, and how you choose to invest in your own well-being. You stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect situation to feel fulfilled, and instead, you start creating fulfillment from within. When you are focused on your growth, you also begin to recognize your own potential. So many people live their lives in a state of self-doubt, thinking they are incapable or not worthy of success. But when you focus on your own development, you start to see the unique gifts and talents you bring to the table. The more you hone those skills, the more confident you become in your abilities. You stop comparing your progress to others, and instead, you start measuring your success by how much you've grown, how far you've come, and how much closer you are to living out your true potential. As the focus shifts to you, you begin to prioritize your mental, emotional, and physical health. It's easy to get caught up in the chaos of life and neglect self-care. But when you realize that taking care of yourself is essential to becoming your best self, you start to make choices that nurture your well-being. You create boundaries that protect your time and energy, and you invest in the habits that keep you grounded, healthy, and centered. By focusing on your overall health, you're better equipped to handle life's challenges and show up for the people who matter most. In the end, when the focus is on you, you begin to realize that everything you need to thrive is already inside you. The more you cultivate self-awareness, self-trust, and self-love, the more you begin to align with your true purpose. You become more resilient, more confident, and more empowered to take on the world. The best version of yourself is not something you have to chase or search for. It's already within you. And when you make the decision to focus on your growth, that version of you will emerge naturally with strength, clarity, and authenticity. In conclusion, the journey to becoming your best self starts with focusing on yourself. By cultivating self-awareness, embracing the power of internal focus, committing to uninterrupted growth, and trusting the process, you unlock the clarity and potential within you. It's not about seeking external validation or rushing to the end result. It's about dedicating yourself to the process, growing through challenges, and allowing your true self to emerge. When you shift your focus inward, you align with your purpose and begin to live authentically, becoming the best version of yourself. Your growth and transformation start with you.